We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is the ultimate Annihilation sauce. From Torchbearer. All natural. And of course, let's take a look at the ingredients here. So we can see there are a few more things in here than what I compared it to in the written review, which of course was the Pure Death from Blair's. And you can see a slight discoloration here in some of it in the bottle, which might be a batch thing, hopefully. They're not big on preservatives, so possibly we're running right against the wall with this one, but it pours very, very slow. You can see this is, you can see it's almost like a puree. And, oh my gosh. Okay, come on here. Okay, and, all right, let's see. You can see it's, so you guys are getting a good feel for the viscosity of it. Certainly the Pure Death is a lot more viscous than this, and agitating it will help a little bit, but not totally. In fact, I believe I am going to do that though. You can see it still is, it's not very viscous. It's, you can see it's starting to finally get out of the neck. Okay, so beautiful coloration though, nice and orangey, and I guess you'd kind of expect that with the carrots and everything else that are in it. Now this one is not as hot as the Rapture. I believe they have one more, I think a Zombie Apocalypse or something also. It's not as hot as those two. Both of those two do have written reviews, and possibly I'll come back to one or both of them at some later point for this, but the smell of this, I'm definitely getting the super hot, so I'm definitely smelling the super hots more than almost anything else. So, all right, let's jump right into it. There's no mistaking there are super hots in this. That is the first taste, that is the dominant taste. Got a bit of bitterness to it. By itself, this is not a very good sauce. Definitely not something you'd want to eat plain a lot. But when you start adding it to stuff, say for instance, these pizzas I just happen to have made, we can start to see that it's a little more flexible. So, alright, let's get some of that on there. See, you can, spreadability is a bit of a challenge here. And because I invoked the name, we're going to try this head-to-head with the death sauce itself. So I can see just how apt the comparison actually is. Alright, let's spread it out here. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like cold sauce on a hot pizza. So I like to let the pizzas warm it up a little bit first, so we're going to do that here real quick. Got to get it out of the neck. So viscosity is somewhat of a challenge for this sauce. It's a little bit too clumpy to easily use. So let's knock one out here on pizza. It melds in very nicely. With whatever, with the pizza, with chicken strips, with a lot of different foods, this does blend together nicely. It does keep a little bit, it does retain a touch of that bitterness of the super Haas as well, though. I really want to jump into this Pure Death, but I feel like I need a bit of a palate cleanser, so I'm going to just have this cracker. All right, let's get on with it. These sauces react so differently with the pepperoni. It was really interesting. There's no question that the flavoring system of Pure Death is better. Not even an argument for that. This one is definitely hotter. Without question, this is much hotter. But it actually, I don't know that I prefer it, but I would say it comes pretty close to holding its own as far as flavor in this setting. By itself or with chicken strips and some of the other stuff, it isn't quite there. So, say it's a difference between 10 and 9.5 or 9.2 or something like that. It's close, it just isn't quite there in terms of flavor. It's really good, though. This is a marvelous sauce to have on pizza. I'll just say that. I'm very much enjoying this. I've tried a number of their other offerings. I think Torchbearer makes really good sauces, really unique, very flavorful. I don't think this one tamps down the flavor of the super hot so quite as much. So, and this viscosity is somewhat of an issue, but clearly it hasn't prevented me from eating much of the sauce. I mean, 2/3 of this is done, and I had to kind of hold back on this a little bit to make sure I could actually have enough to do this content. So, but there it is. There's a look at the second of our Sauce of the Year candidates for 2019, Ultimate Annihilation from Torchbearer Sauces. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.